He can't ever be beaten, Peter.
Well, I don't like to
Not
be
even by a 14-year-old boy.
No, the kids shouldn't be listening to I've got hoes in different area codes. What the hell's going on in the world?
Don't you tell me what to do. Hi, welcome back to the Therapy Crouch with me, Abby Clancy. And when Pete puts his phone down, he will join us.
Sorry, hi, I'm Peter Crouch. I was just looking at golf times there.
What?
Yeah, it's all good.
Pete?
Got a few books in.
I thought you were just going to knock this whole golf thing on the head for holiday season.
No, this is when it starts. This is golf season.
You played 3 times last week.
Twice.
Well, twice and paddle golf, same thing. As in, not technically the same thing, but it's still like a sport that you can escape to play in.
Yeah, but it's a holiday. On holiday, you do pursuits that you enjoy.
I thought you did enjoy paddle, Abby. I thought you played a little bit.
I do, but because I'm so rubbish, Pete doesn't like to play with me.
Oh, okay.
I think we've discussed it before, but Ab has an amazing knack of being able to hit it out of the court with every shot. And when I say out the court, you know, it's like a box, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not over the net, not into the net, like out the court.
It's like through the gap between the metal bar and
I don't know how you manage it. Like I said, you get more kind of square.
It's precision.
On. It's
Close
like
that racket face up.
She's face onto it and it comes here, and obviously she's got to hit it back there, so she's got to get like that. But she's still front on,
And
just
it goes
hits
behind
it
her.
out the court.
Yeah, but you know,
Every time.
it'd be nice if you could coach me a bit.
I'll coach
You know, I was
babe.
watching the Barbie movie. You know, it's quite romantic when the man gets behind you and like shows you how to hit a racket or hit a golf club.
I'm happy to do.
You know, like they do in the movies.
To do all that. I can be your Ken.
Ken.
Yeah, I'd love to teach you.
Ken Barlow.
100%. More like Ken Barlow.
Do you remember
yeah.
Ken Barlow perved on
Ken
me?
Barlow checked Ab out
Sure.
in the Waitrose.
It's my claim to fame.
You must look a bit like Deirdre.
Because a bit like Deirdre. You know, I was in the car and I said, "Oh, is Ken Barlow there?" And then I stayed in the car while Ab just ran in quickly to Waitrose. As she ran in, I watched Ken and he went and just checked her ass
Still
out
got
for
it.
ages.
Still got it.
I was about to get out and go, "Fucking give it a rest, Ken."
I love it how you get jealous of the most ridiculous people.
Ken Barlow.
Ken Barlow.
Mate,
Quite a suave old
Ken does
gentleman.
well with the ladies, to be fair.
As well, Ken. Until what's his name came in. Remember?
Dev sorted them out, didn't
No, do you remember? She went with that fella, didn't she? Deirdre.
Who?
Remember?
Deirdre didn't leave Ken, did she?
She did.
Yeah,
I
she
think
did,
Deirdre
didn't
left
she?
Ken for a
Remember she
couple of
got that
people. She
young-
definitely had a fling with Dev at one point as well.
No, she did.
She did.
Bit of a go,
I
Deirdre.
thought Rita was with Dev.
No. Dev took the shop off Rita, didn't he? I think.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it for a while, a
No,
long
me
time,
neither.
but
I think I was about... Fizz was a child last time I watched it.
it's been a while. I mean, Ken was still in it. He can't still be in it, surely.
He is. I'm pretty
Ken
sure he is,
Barlow?
Yeah.
Oh.
So how's your week been? What else have you been up to apart from Barbie and Padel?
Got a few funny things that I had to write down. I've got a little notebook now that I write into when Ab does things now. So I think I've got to mention that. Do you remember when you said to me? I said, "Put some tunes on," and I said, "Oh, what do you fancy?" She said, "What about the top 100 TikTok songs?" I went, "Pardon?"
Bearing in mind, I've never been on TikTok. my
Top
entire life.
100 TikTok songs.
Where did that come from?
Who are you?
Well, the top 50 is shite. You've got to get through like loads of like bad songs to like get to a good one. But at least with the TikTok chart, it's like viral songs
Yep.
that are quite good, I think.
Really? It wasn't bad, to be fair. It wasn't.
I can't even think of one song.
Well, that brings me actually to being in the car with my daughter, and I said, she said, "Dad, put some tunes on." I said, "Oh, yeah, nice one. What do you want?" She went, "Area codes." I went, "What?"
It's like, as in, I got hose in different area codes.
And she went, I was like, "Can't be that one." I said it to Ab that
It's a remix.
Can't be that one.
It was Ludacris, that wasn't it?
Ludacris, yeah.
Get whole.
It was a soundtrack for Rush Hour 3, though. Did you watch Rush Hour recently?
Yeah, it was a different version.
Have you watched Rush Hour recently?
She might
Never
have.
watched Rush Hour in my entire life.
Mate, Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan.
Isn't there like Rush Hour 94 out now?
Yeah, it's one of those.
No. Didn't even think they brought a fourth up yet. It's 1, 2, and 3.
Fourth one.
Rush Hour, I would rather die than watch Rush Hour. Wouldn't you?
It's not on my to-do list, I'll be honest, but I get the premise. You know, when I was 14.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The kids might have been watching Rush Hour, and that's where they've got it from. Where else would they have got
Absolutely
it from?
weren't. It's TikTok.
It's got
TikTok
it's got to
chart.
be TikTok. But like, you know, the kids shouldn't be listening to I got hoes in different area codes. What the hell's going on in the world?
Ludicrous. He's ludicrous.
It's ludicrous.
It's ludicrous.
Absolutely ludicrous.
I bloody love Ludacris. Where is he?
Yeah, he was good.
What else have we done?
Where he's up to, what he's doing now.
Yeah, we're just getting ready to go on holiday.
Shower 18. Why? I got one. Obviously, it involves your packing again. But why did you pack? Why are you packing noodles?
Because
Can you not get noodles where we're going?
you can, yeah. But I refuse to pay £2.80 for a pack of noodles.
Mm.
Is that bad?
Is
No.
that just
I
the
agree.
quick ones for the kids? Like little
They're the
snacks?
Chinese noodles.
Yeah.
They're like 80p in Home and Bargain or less.
Yeah,
And the 280
really.
where we go.
Scandalous.
It is scandalous.
That
Like,
is scandalous.
you know, I'm not a minge bag,
Yeah.
but I'm also not a fool.
Mm.
And I'm not
Fair
getting
enough.
ripped off by with noodles.
Yeah. There's lots of people that take kind of like
My dad takes Marmite
Tetley
away.
and yeah. Would you take like
Tea bags?
Tetley tea bags?
No.
The tea is wrong. I'm a tea drinker, and it just you just can't get it out there. It's true.
They only do Yorkshire tea.
Yeah, I don't mind Yorkshire tea, but like no, I'm talking
Isn't
about.
it like
It's the water and the milk are different to broad.
Don't you like
ounces.
Tetley's?
I love Tetley's, yeah.
Or
But a nice cup of tea in the morning is pretty imperative, I think. And I don't want to sound like that, you know, kind of Brit abroad, but I would like a nice cup of tea in the morning.
we've changed, I think. I don't know who we are. Like packing noodles and tea bags. It's just, I don't know. You know, it's just not where I thought I'd be.
Really, you know, it's the little things that add up that make you happy.
They're the most important things. Maybe it is a sign of getting old. You know, I think, are we going to start like looking at species of birds soon? And like what my dad's like takes pictures of birds and sends me, oh, guess what? On your garden this morning, there was 4 of these birds. Da, 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 da. Every old person looks at birds, don't they?
I do like a bird, I'll be honest with you, and I do mean the ones that fly. I do enjoy it when you see a bird of prey. It is exciting. You can't deny it. I'm not.
What bird of prey have you seen?
Well, there's
Pete,
loads.
you wouldn't even hold the little baby owl in the water park the other day. What are you talking about?
Talking about.
Pete was scared of the owl.
Wasn't a baby owl, by the way.
The owl was that big.
It wasn't that big.
And Pete wouldn't hold it and like humiliated all our children. So I had to, you know, I'm constantly holding these like ferocious
Not true.
animals.
Ferocious animals. No, that wasn't true at all. Firstly, the owl was fucking humongous.
No, there was 2 owls.
It was that one. The one that you were talking about was about that big.
Can you remember what his name was?
No,
Moses.
Moses.
That's quite a good
Massive.
name for an animal, actually.
It's a
isn't
good name in general. I want to be called that.
Mm.
Moses.
Didn't he? Wasn't he sneaky?
No,
it?
Moses,
Moses
was
who
a
parted
goodie.
the Red Sea. He brought the
Oh, did he part the Red Sea? Who am I
Moses is
thinking
a
of
proper
then?
Feed the
ledge.
Hebrews.
You're thinking of fucking
Judas.
Judas.
Oh, sorry, yeah. That was pretty self-explanatory. Sorry, Moses.
So, Pete, what's your version of these events?
Oh, well, it was the biggest owl I've ever seen, number one. And secondly, all the kids had held it. And she was like, you hold it. And I was like, I'm totally fine. They've all held it. I was happy watching, taking pictures.
Do you know, it's not a good thing having a man who's scared of animals.
I
You
would
know,
have
I have
held
to
the
hold a
animal.
freaking armadillo, that dragon lizard thing, a snake, a tarantula.
You held all these animals.
Yeah,
She has, yeah.
Fake that.
But I held them as
snake
well.
around my neck.
I held
No,
them.
you didn't.
I did hold them. I did
You
hold-
didn't.
I did hold them.
You wouldn't even pick a mouse off the curtain pole.
I did pick it off. I did get it off. Granted, I had to go and get rubber gloves.
Naked with rubber gloves on. Trying to catch him out.
Marigolds. I'd love
were actually-
It was a mad look.
They're actually fake tan gloves.
Oh, were they?
They were purple.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look. And like, fucking hell, they're so fast, them little field mice.
I don't like mice though, really.
Well, good job. You got a big strapping man to deal with it, don't I? It's not owls on my radar. I'll hold one if I have to, but I'm not. It's not on my to-do list. I'm not. I don't need to do it. I don't feel enriched for or less enriched for not holding an owl.
I love owls.
I like them as well.
They're a hoot.
So wise.
Old and wise. So have you got any wines?
Well, when we went away a couple of weeks ago, your neck situation, and I did feel sorry for you the first day, but it was the whole 2 weeks, wasn't it? Like,
can I just say, heaven forbid I get like a big illness that lasts a long time, because so I thought, we're going away. I've been so busy. I haven't been in the gym. Felt a bit crappy. So I'm going to get on healthy eating, go to the gym every day. First day I went to Pilates and hurt my neck and literally couldn't move for 10 days. Like literally couldn't move. And if someone put the finger on me, it was like
every single
a lightning bolt going through.
What was the noise? Ah!
And he was like, will you just fuck off with that neck? And I was like, Pete, I'm
ruining
injured.
Everyone's trip. I've been injured lots of times. You just got to get through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Pete'd like walk past and go, all right, babe. Like that would be like, I'd be like, ah!
For 2 weeks. Absolutely milked the life
but why
out
can't
of
you
it.
look after me?
I did at first, but it gets to a stage where it's like, come on. Sort it out. Don't look at me like that. If I had a bad neck for 2 weeks.
I'm just trying to think of footballers who like are out of the season for like 6 months or
like
whatever. They're not getting told
injury
to get a grip.
Yeah, but if I had done my cruciate ligament or something like that, like, or broke my arm or shoulder, I don't think I'd be every time like.
Yeah, but the pain was excruciating. Even like, I was taking like double ibuprofen, didn't even touch it. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Stop stroking the cat.
Dr. Evil.
It's driving me mad.
Why? How is that dry? You got this. I didn't even want this cat.
So for context, Pete's got our 17-year-old cat Maggie on his knee. Our tailless cat.
Loves me. I don't.
She knows we're going away, you see.
She knows. She can sense a good person. That's why she doesn't sit on your knee.
What about you, Abby? Have you had any wines this week?
Is this where you say, I haven't really got any, and then unload 40 at me?
I actually haven't got. No, my wine is just kind of want you to look after me a little bit better when I'm not well.
Yeah, no, I'm joking a bit there. Like I did feel sorry for you. It's not nice. You just needed a chiropractor, really.
Yeah, but I had no phone to phone one, and I didn't see you making any calls. Do you know what I mean? You know when Pete's got a cut on his foot at the moment, and he's susceptible to infection. Bad breeding.
Is that what he told you?
Something like that on the phone to the doctor. We send him pictures. There's a red ring around it. Terrified it's going to expand. I'm getting a Sharpie drawn around the red ring to see if it gets any bigger. Yeah. Phone the doctor. We need antibiotics. Doctor's like, send me the picture. Yeah, antibiotics done. Like for me, you're just like, will you shut up moaning?
That's not true. No, it's not true.
It actually is.
It's really not. I was there for you. Obviously,
Is that in mind or spirit or body?
So I could look after you slightly better when you're sick or injured.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind. I'll bear it in mind. Should we get into some audience wines? Do you want to read this one?
Just wanted you to write your wee note to see how much
it's good.
How much you helped me recently. As dog people, you should understand this. Hopefully, so here it goes.
It's not bad.
So I had to say goodbye to my wee boy Oscar a few weeks ago on the 24th of June. He was my soulmate, and we got through the hardest of times and pretty much saved my life just being by him. It was just me and him for 9 years.
It goes shit.
He was
really
my
good.
best buddy.
Oh my God.
My sun in my eyes, and I'm lost without him.
Oh, that's a sad one, and you were doing it in a Scottish accent.
I know. Let's
Oh,
continue.
no.
The only thing I've been able to watch / listen to is you guys talking shit and just being real. It's kept me going. Anyway, thank you for helping me through this heartbreak. I just wanted you both to know what a difference you're making. Thank you, Nikki C from Glasgow.
Oh.
Glasgow.
Hold on. So who did she lose?
A doggy.
Oh, the dog. Okay.
Do you know what? It's actually nothing worse than losing a pet.
Well, I think there is, to be quite honest. But
Well,
well, there is, isn't there? Let's be honest.
no, you know what I mean?
No,
you didn't let me finish because
right.
it's literally like your baby.
No, it's horrific. Don't get me wrong.
You know, that they are part of the family.
No, unbelievable. Like, I've been through it myself. Horrific when you lose a dog. But it's nice to see that, you know, there are this, what we do, hopefully can bring a smile to people's faces.
But that's the thing. You know, that's why I love it when our audience leave comments or write us notes and stuff, because I feel like we do talk so much shit on here. And, you know, maybe have devalued ourselves a bit. But hearing you know, I've had so many messages of people saying they're going through a really bad time, or they're going through a divorce, or they're going through cancer treatment, or some horrific circumstances, and us literally talking shit has put a smile on their face and made them laugh through the hard times. And I think that's kind of, you know, why we're here, really.
Yeah.
It makes it
is
worthwhile.
nice.
I know that sounds so cheesy, but I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, mean that. You know yourself, when you're so down, laughter is like the best tonic. You know, we've all got that mate who'll come round and cheer you up and make you laugh and get you out of bed. You know, I actually feel quite honoured that we can do that to people.
Well, you know what? It's just like we're having a good time and we're having a laugh, and, you know, we enjoy it. And hopefully, you know, people listening can get on board with it.
And I've been
laugh
ridiculed through this podcast, being on the front of the newspaper, being called a freak in the sheets and all that garbage, which is not true. Literally, the things that have been said that are out of context. It's like we've been writing our book, and we do these. You know, we do how like the whole process works. It's like a whole series of interviews.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of, you know, choosing topics and talking through them. And then you get the transcript back, and you're like, bloody hell, did I say that? And hearing some of the things I say in black and white is outrageous, absolutely outrageous, and out of context sound absolutely bonkers. And you're like, oh my God, I can't possibly say that.
Well, I think like when you talk, like doing this kind of podcast and, you know, it being on YouTube and things like that, like you can see kind of the way you're saying it, but sometimes when you write things down, you're like, well, are they being serious there or what? You don't know. But if you see someone's kind of facial expressions, you know, don't you?
It's like Pete put on his golf group. So Pete's got there's probably about 100 guys on this golf group. 50 guys or 100?
No, it's about 100, yeah.
And they all came to watch Crouch Fest last year. So Pete put the thing up and said, oh, it's that time of year again, Crouch Fest is back. And if you go for the VIP ticket, you can get to meet me. And not one of them on the whole group replied.
You kept that one quiet, Peter.
But like, obviously it was a joke. But I don't know. There must have been someone thought, what the fuck is he talking about?
But have you ever been on like a WhatsApp group where someone will put something in a group and you'll text other members of the group separately and go, oh my God, can you believe they've just said that?
Just said that.
I reckon they've made up a separate group saying,
what abuse.
Yeah.
what abuse.
What a beaut group.
What abuse group.
And just pictures of you with like Prince William or Mickey Rourke, David Beckham.
What a beaut.
What a beaut. You were fucking, what's the name? Camila Cabello. What a beaut.
Listen, hey, steady on. I bet there's some groups without you in there as well.
I reckon I reckon I'm the icon. I reckon my face is the what a beaut icon on the group.
What a beaut.
I love the word beaut.
Oh, it's a
great
good one.
insult,
What
isn't
a
it?
beaut. Oh, grow up.
Grow up.
But like that WhatsApp thing, there's definitely breakaway groups of like someone keeps putting in things and you're like, oh,
Wrong group.
what a knob.
But we know for a fact we've got loads of breakaway groups.
Next one.
All we do is slag our Ross off on them.
Oh yeah.
No doubts.
Okay, another one. My wine.
See that we put in our Ross looks like Sam Fox in a heyday.
I don't think it was a heyday, to be quite honest. All right, my wine. Hubby is really grinding my gears. I listen to his bullshit moaning about work and his work colleagues every day. I go out my way to help ease his bad days, running a bath, waiting at the door with an ice cold beer, or
that's
even
nice.
a heavily decorated rum with a fucking sugar rim and a bastard umbrella. I go OTT. So today, I had my face pummeled in by a 7-year-old. For context, I work at an autistic school. I start telling him how it's been a bad day and I'm quite upset. On the cusp of bawling my eyes out, explaining how I was about to have my nose broken, he turns around and says, "Have you seen this game?" Instead of telling him to fuck off and busting his nose, I ignored him.
Is she Scouser's girl?
It sounds like it, yeah. I ignored him and I'm currently sat in the bath planning my Shirley Valentine escape. How do I deal with this?
Is that Anon?
It's Adon, yeah. So she's in the bath, just had it up to here with her husband. She's thinking about Shirley Valentine.
What do you think?
I think
You said this to me the other day.
What?
It really upset me.
What?
Go into your messages and you can see the message that you sent me about when you play paddle.
Oh my God, that was ridiculous. Couldn't believe it.
So, for a bit of context, I had no phone.
Yeah.
So Pete went to play paddle with his mates.
Yeah.
And we planned to take the kids for breakfast at a certain time. And he just didn't come. And then text me saying, "Meet me here. If not, I'll be 15. So I was like, "Where are you for a start?" And so I was calling him loads and his phone was off. So then he came back an hour late, which was fine. But I
wasn't fine, though, was it?
No, but I was joking.
That's the problem.
I was joking and said, I had like 2 friends with me and I was like, "Where the hell have you been?" And he just went ape shit at me. And I was just like, oh my God, literally started crying. And then you stormed off and then sent me a message saying I'm allowed to just want to escape or something like that. I was like, what? I was like,
that's the watered down version.
There's me thinking everything 's fine. And you're like, oh, every man has his escape.
I was like, I'm on holiday, right? I went to play paddle.
I'm completely oblivious to this escape mode.
And what I'm saying is, like, whatever you do, right? Like, if you're in a relationship, married, whatever, right?
You're like, I don't have a go at you when you're going bloody horse riding.
But like I said to you, you can horse ride every single day of your life.
I do horse riding when you're busy.
Yeah, but I don't. You don't have to always do things together.
Oh my God! If I went horse riding when you were on your own, you'd be fuming.
I wouldn't, babe. But I understand golf.
So what would
that
you
takes
do?
Forever.
What would you do?
I went down to the bottom of our road to play paddle.
What would you do if I went horse riding and you were left on your own? You wouldn't know what to do.
Nothing. I was
you
alone.
Literally wouldn't know what to do.
Of course I would.
Pete, come on. Come on.
Are you what?
Because I've never done it.
Of course you have.
I've never gone horse riding in a time that you're around.
Babe, let me put this on record now. You can go to horse riding anytime you like. Anytime. I mean that. Like, you should be able to have kind of your passions that you have. And I wanted to play paddle, right? And bear in mind, we were away for like 10 days. I played paddle once. Mm-hmm. And I played golf twice. Mm-hmm. I don't think that warrants being half an hour late, right? Coming home and then getting absolutely roared at for it.
No, that's totally wrong.
What, you were totally wrong and you apologising?
No. No, I think you overreacted. I
You
was joking.
overreacted.
I just wanted to
I was
plan.
joking.
I was
You stood at the front
I was
door
absolutely starving.
with her arm on the thing, as if like I was a naughty like
teen.
teen who'd come in at 2 a.m. and the curfew was 10.
Yeah.
It was a joke. I was left at 9 and I got back at 11.
That's 2 hours.
Say half 10, 11.
No, but you said it's not about the paddle and you doing your thing. It's about that we made an arrangement.
But it went to
And
five. It went to five
I was
sets.
so
Am
hungry.
I going to say to the lads, like, sorry lads, this is an amazing game, but I'm going to cut it short.
But I was
because we've got
starving to death.
brekkie.
I was starving to
What did they
death.
say? Like, you imbecile. Pardon? Were you mad? Having an intense game of paddle, and I was in the throes of it. It was a really good game. And in the back of my head, I bet she's going to kick off, and I think I hope she doesn't, because that would be ridiculous. And you did when I got home.
You're just morally incorrect.
So basically, the message for the girl is you fucked.
No, I think she's got to talk to him, hasn't she? Just say, do you know what I'm feeling? I'm really underappreciated here. Again.
He should have ran air bath.
Yeah, she's had a tough day.
Yeah, but I think she sounds like a strong woman having to deal with his shit every day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what man has a bloody umbrella in a drink?
Del boy?
Apart from Del Boy.
Del Boy carried it off.
But do you know what I mean? Like, she's probably enabled him to behave like that.
Yeah. Blame the woman.
No, but like, he should be looking after her. Like, it's nice to be appreciated and looked after.
Well, yeah, I think...
No, because if you're a strong woman, like, people automatically think you don't need looking after because you're always a strong one. And she's like got like a really, that job's quite, very,
tough job,
very
yeah.
rewarding, but very testing as well.
Yeah.
And hard. You've been in hell.
Right. Last whiner, I think, was what about Netto?
Sorry, but I'm howling at the Netto thing. It must be a Merseyside thing, as my fella is from down south and he doesn't have a clue. I remember the chants in the playground saying, let's all go to Netto, where Peter buys his best clothes. He thinks they're very nifty and they're only $150. Netto, Netto is the place to go. And he shops there all day, shops all night and comes back with a bag of shite. I remember that.
Do you remember that song?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Such a Scouse thing. I can't cope. Love your podcast.
Wow. Netto's catching on, isn't it? Is it not around anymore?
I've never shopped there, Pete.
Someone sent us a
Don't
picture
lie.
of a Netto bag the other day. Actually,
Seriously?
and it looked in pretty good condition, which suggests to me it's still around.
Seriously? Right, here we go. Netto's a Danish discount supermarket operating in Denmark, Germany, Poland, and Liverpool.
Is that what it says?
Is that what it says?
Oh my God. To be honest, the Germans don't get it wrong, or the Danes. They definitely don't. Do they?
Sailing Group returned Netto to the United Kingdom as a 50-50 joint venture
What
with
did he say?
Sainsbury's. In July 2016, the two companies announced they would end joint venture and close all of its stores after Sainsbury's chose to focus on its main business ahead of any further investment. So no is the answer.
Netto.
Netto.
Yeah, so this week's pod, right? Last week's kind of got me thinking. We talk about like other people's lives and who would you be and, what job would you want and where would you want to go? Got me thinking about kind of our lives and, what
What's
are your
next?
dreams? Yeah, what's next for you? You got anything you kind of like really want to achieve in any walk of life? It doesn't have to be work, but just, is there anything you want to do?
Is there anything you want
It's
to
a hard question, isn't it? Because my only dream when I was young was to play football. And now I'm in a position where that's finished.
do?
And I'm still finding my feet, really, about where I'm going to go next. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now. And like the things that I've done since I retired are good fun. And I'm doing them because they're fun, but I've got no end goal. Do you know what I mean? I've got nothing like, I want to be that. Like, I don't have that. Whereas I was so kind of focused on one particular goal when I was young. And obviously very proud to kind of achieve that. And now I don't really have I'm doing things because they come along and they look fun, and I'm in a fortunate position to be able to pick those. I love doing this. I love doing the other podcast. You know, I loved doing the film, which was great, and I love working on the football. But there's only one particular place I want to be.
Like, because the kind of, you know, I know when you were finishing, you know, coming to the end of your career and you did all your coaching badges, you know, you must have done that with the thought in mind that one day you would be a football manager.
Well, where I am sort of at the minute, like, I don't think I'll be a football manager, but what I would like to do is eventually get to a position where you then kind of help and kind of almost give back to the game that's given me so much, you know what I mean? Like, just, that might be coaching a local team, grassroots kind of team, or coaching kind of kids, or, you know, stopping everything and just concentrating on
But
that.
I'd love you to do that. Like, because I know, like, our school started like the girls' football team, and I wanted you to coach it.
But I just, like, that, the problem is obviously just the time situation at the moment. But what I'm saying is like, I want to get to a position where that I take all my time back. I sort of, when I've finished with what I'm doing now, and just then I feel like I'll be in a position of like being able to kind of give back more. Something that I really have got in my mind.
Like what? Like being a coach?
Yeah, but when I say coach, like just helping kind of maybe kids. I think helping, yeah, definitely like young players coming through. And they don't have to be elite.
The sentiment's nice here, Pete, but to be fair,
what?
You literally haven't played football with our boys once. Like,
well, that's 'cause
literally.
you got me fucking up the wall. I'm doing so many jobs.
Like what?
Well, 2 podcasts, the football, just done the film, got frigging the book. Like, I couldn't be doing more things.
Yeah, but that's not my fault.
Well, I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. I'm just saying, you
That's
said I haven't
nothing to
played
do
football
with
with the
me.
kids. It's not because I haven't, you know, I'd love to, that's what I'm saying. I'd love to be doing that.
I think it would be good for you to do something like that you love.
But I just haven't got the time at the moment. That's the only thing. This is what I'm talking about. I need to manage the time so I can actually do that. That'd be rewarding.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, you know, this stuff isn't rewarding because it's a lot of fun. I love it.
Yeah, Pete, to be fair, we're so blessed with the kind of jobs you can do.
Yeah, I'm not moaning. I'm just saying that's something like on the horizon, not like that I'd like to do. What about you?
I think it's hard for a footballer because, I'm just talking about you because you're the only one I know, but it's, you know, you've had your whole life planned for you, you know, from what you eat, what time you wake up, what time you go to bed, you know, what time you get on the bus, what time you have to be. You've never kind of had to think for yourself. So I think you do find that tricky kind of in life planning.
Planning's not my forte, yeah.
Like schedules and planning and, you know, work-life balance.
I thought I'd love it, you know, being so kind of regimented my whole life. And that you know, you're there.
You thought you'd feel liberated, and it's actually quite the opposite, isn't it, really?
The first year when I was like, right, I'm going to go there, I'm going to do that, I'm going to, you know, do this. And sort of being my own boss, I loved it. And then, I'll be honest with you now, I don't. I'd rather someone just went, you got to do this today.
I try. And you shout at me. I literally, I'm giving you what you want, and you throw it in my face.
I'm giving you what you want, telling me where to be.
Don't you tell me what to do. Literally, I'm like, P, I'm trying to help you. Seriously, P, you've got to be here to some. You tell me where I have to be. That time, I'll do what I'm my own boss now. Literally. That is a fair comment.
Yeah, it's a fair comment. Yeah, fair comment. I'm asking for someone to structure it for me, and you're structuring it for me, and I'm throwing it back in your face.
Yeah.
Apologies for that.
It's okay.
What about you?
What about me?
Well, you know, obviously you've been a model. You know, you've done some incredible things.
I actually don't like talking about myself.
Yeah, but yeah, what was?
Did you just laugh? Did you both just laugh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ridiculed by the producers.
When do I ever genuinely talk about myself in like a proud of myself or a braggy way.
Not often.
Can we say never?
Never.
Can we all agree with that?
Yeah.
You agree? Can you do it just for us though and our listeners?
No, I don't.
What about when you were younger? What was your goal always to be a model, or that you
I just wanted to marry a footballer and be a gold digger.
Tick.
Gold digger.
Once you achieved that, where did you go from there?
What's
your next aspect?
Once I achieved being a gold digger, then I started to think of other things I could possibly do.
Pop star. That was definitely on the radar. At one
You
point,
wanted to be a singer, didn't you? Let's be honest.
I didn't want to be a gold digger.
But what you wanted to be a singer, right?
I wanted. So when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a singer, dancer, a model, and an actress.
Right.
However, to be a singer, dancer, model, and actress, you need confidence, which, again, people might not believe is something I don't possess.
But you must have possessed it at some stage because you were on stage. You know, you did as a kid. You did.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You were in a band.
I don't know how I
you
did
got
that.
up. You recorded an album.
Yeah, but I think that.
Did record an album, it's
stop?
it's good. It's a
stop?
good album.
It's a good album.
It's your voice is a joke.
Will you stop?
It's a good voice. You've got a lovely voice.
I don't want this.
Why not?
'Cause I don't.
You should be proud of the gift that you've been given. It's like Ariel when she has her voice taken away.
You've said this before.
It literally is like that. Your voice is incredible. You're a good singer.
I think it's, I remember going to the school and they had this speaker. I think I've spoke about this before, and they say about, from babies, they're kind of, they're confident that, they're not self-conscious, and like the older they get, like it kind of goes like this.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like fear as well. It's the same, isn't it? Your fear's increased.
It's fear of failure, being self-conscious, like babies will get up like naked and dance and sing in front, you know what I mean? Like they don't care. And as you get older, that kind of goes like that.
It's like you're taught that, aren't you?
Yeah, that's exactly spot on. You are taught that. And it's through like helicopter parenting. It's through, your surroundings, what you see, what you're influenced by, blah, blah, blah. But, looking back when I was little and I used to get up and sing, God, I've got no idea.
Yeah, so what was your kind of ambition when you were into modelling?
I wish I would have listened more when I was younger. I was so clever in school, like genuinely. I know I sound stupid now because and that's part of the problem, because I didn't listen to like teachers and outside influences to like carry on further education and do like a job, like a top job. That's what I wish I would have done, really.
What type of job?
Like a doctor or a lawyer or...
Which one would you have picked?
Because I basically am both now. Fucking fighting with everyone every day and diagnosing people, but I just don't get paid for it.
When you speak to doctors, they are impressed. They're like, how the hell?
But my doctor said to me, you could get why don't you go now? And
why don't you?
Because I haven't got the time.
It's never too late.
Kim Kardashian did it, didn't she? Is she training to be a lawyer or something?
Yeah.
Apparently so.
I don't know. It's a very, very different... Like you've achieved your goals, but I haven't achieved mine.
But what are they then?
Yeah, but it's...
Do you have them now? Do you have an ambition now? And it might be something ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd like to do my languages.
Yeah, you'd like to learn a language.
No, improve on the
English.
Improve on the basics that I've got in French and Portuguese.
Okay.
I would like to put more effort into that.
Your German was good. We got a couple of comments on your German.
Did we? A little bit of German. I think it's hard for a woman, because when you have kids, and especially a lot of them, once you have to kind of put, your life goes on hold, and if you've got a husband and kids, and I'm not complaining like at all, because I've got the best life and I'm so happy, but your personal things are kind of on hold, and then as you get older and stuff like that, you kind of lose confidence to pursue things that might have been a dream when you were younger.
I don't want you to say that. I want you to, I want you to go for it. got to be the best person you can be, can't you?
Well, I am the best person I can be. I know that. As in, I'm a good person. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but I just mean, you don't want to kind of be lying on your deathbed and be going like, I didn't do this. You know what I mean? Is there something that you would, like, if you think about like that, if you were, heaven forbid, in that position, would you go, I wish I'd have done that? I think I'm allergic to the cat. I can feel hairs going in my nose, tickling.
We've had a hair our whole relationship.
I've sneezed a lot throughout.
You actually have.
The populous thing comes from.
Populous?
What's it called? What's it called?
Polyps.
Polyps.
She is gorgeous.
We recently hammered people for
fellas with cats.
fellas with cats.
No, but if you were a single man just sitting there with a cat on your lap.
If you like came in,
I don't understand what people have against cats. They're absolutely lovely. They don't smell.
They're a bit snidey.
They're not.
They can be.
they can be a bit snide.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think they're a bit like Maggie said. It is very different. She's lovely. I think they can be kind of quite selfish. Whereas a dog's just all like love.
Dogs are not as smart as cats, are they? Do you think? Would you say that?
That's probably the problem. Like if I told Maggie to sit,
She does sit. I trained her to sit for that chicken thing. If you tell them to sit and give the paw, they do it.
yeah. But the dog.
But also, you see like bomb disposal
do you not
dogs
believe me?
and like mountain rescue dogs. You don't see mountain rescue cats and mountain rescue dogs.
They're not arse.
Bomb disposal cats. They're not doing any of that stuff.
No, that's true.
I think if I was like kind of falling off a cliff, Maggie'd look at me and go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm getting the food now."
No, I actually.
Whereas the dog would probably.
I actually take that back about dogs. They're so clever.
Well, they can be incredibly clever. So can cats. You can't really train a cat, but is that because they're strong-willed?
You can train cats. Ours are trained.
The ones that you see on movies must be a bit trained as well, mustn't they? Like Salem off.
Sabrina.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Jingles, whatever his name is, from Meet the Parents.
When he flushes the toilet.
Yeah.
I've always wanted a cat that'd like wee in the toilet. Like, how good would that be?
If I came home and I walked in and the cat was on the toilet,
Occupied.
I'd shit myself.
I've seen them dogs who like you go like that's them as if you're like shooting them and they go and like play dead and all of that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I saw this thing the other day about this dog. So the man put a treat on the table and said to his dog, "Don't touch it. Stay there." So the man went out the room, the dog ate the treat, went to the cupboard, opened the bag of treats, got another treat, brought it back, put it on the table, and then was just sitting next to it. And the man came in and was like, "Well done, Cooper," and gave him the treat.
That is.
Wow.
Genuinely.
That is insane.
I know, it was a golden retriever.
Oh my God, that is mad.
Get Jeffrey on there. Come back to your goals and ambitions, Abby. You speak a lot about your horse riding and stuff like that. Is there anything you'd like to do with that? Competitions or anything outside the kind of work
No,
and stuff?
I can't compete.
Do you not want to get do you want to get better though? You want to get to a good level?
Yeah.
Would you like
I've
to
just
jump?
got one problem with that.
What?
I don't have a horse.
Plenty of horses out there.
When you're achieving these things, Peter, you for example, when you were a professional footballer, did you take time out to go, "I've achieved my life's ambition here," and like soak it in, or was it always just next game, next game, next game?
Things matter so much more when you're younger, and then when you have kids, and
your priorities change a little bit. You think?
Yeah, and then even when you achieve these certain goals, well, I'm speaking about myself, not you, but you kind of think, God, is that what the fuss is about? Without sounding ungrateful, I just think there's so much. I can't explain how I feel.
Well, I think once you have a family, you realise that kind of family's the most important thing. You know what I mean? Your job's your job. Yeah, you're
like your
career
health,
driven.
your health and your happiness.
Yeah, of course, are paramount. And I think you realise that when you have children, really. But for me, when I was kind of achieve my goals. Like my goal was to become a professional footballer. I didn't know what level, but that was my goal. And then I remember scoring for QPR and thinking, I think I'm a professional footballer now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a 3-year contract as a professional.
But that is a professional footballer.
Well, that's what I mean.
QPR is a real team.
Yeah, of course it is. I was a professional footballer. But what I'm saying is when I scored, I was like, right, I'm going to stay at this level now. I know I can achieve it. So, I mean, so that was and I remember thinking that at that moment and going, fuck, yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I am now a professional footballer and I've arrived and I feel like I'm comfortable at this level and I'm going to stay here. I didn't know what I'd go on to achieve, more than that, but I was just happy and content in that moment. And then I just wanted to get better and better and be the best player I could be. But then when you're in it, you're so driven about the next kind of thing, the next game, you don't really take stock of what you're achieving until after.
Yeah, I read something the other day and it was something like, something along the lines of kind of enjoy what you're experiencing, what you're experiencing now, because this is what you wanted like 10 years ago or when you were a little girl or whatever. You kind of want the next thing. You don't
stop
and go.
Like
You don't, yeah.
It's quite a shame, that isn't. That is quite a shame.
It is a shame. You know what?
It is a shame that you can't enjoy.
And,
I'm not saying I don't feel like that, but
yeah.
some people do, don't they?
Yeah.
But it's different mentalities. Like even when we were watching the Wham documentary, like George Michael, and it was like when he was young and he was saying he wanted to compete with Madonna and Michael Jackson. It's like, how's this like 22-year-old kid even like putting himself in their league? Like it's like a certain mentality. Like obviously he's like a megastar, but there's so many talented people. What makes them
that switch, that drive, that
well, that's it with the top players that I played with. Like, they're
different to you, aren't like different people?
What I was about to say is like to some degree, like I had it was like I'm always on to the next game. Like I'm always like focused on the next thing, and I think you have to have that kind of at that level. But the top players, and I'm talking like Steven Gerrard, kind of Jamie Carragher, John Terry, Frank Lampard, Michael, that kind of top player. Like I put myself, I mean, I played in the Premier League and I played for England and that, but I'm talking like that level.
Tier.
They never looked like they enjoyed it. They never looked like they took stock and went, that was a good win, played well today. They enjoyed it for a bit, but then it was like just the focus was just like bang, next game, next thing. And I think to be top elite like that, you have to have that kind of mentality. But unfortunately, on the flip side of that, you don't enjoy it as much as you probably could.
Yeah.
And like the best players that I ever played with just didn't look like they ever enjoyed it because they were so focused on and driven. And that's what makes a top like athlete.
Or achiever in general, yeah.
And I had an element of that. I did enjoy it as well. You know what I mean?
It's a shame.
I did take stock sometimes.
But I think, do you think that stems from you don't feel like you deserve to be there kind of thing?
No, I never had that. I always felt like, because when you're training with the players, you get that kind of, your level, and I felt comfortable at
I'm
any
not
level.
saying I think that, but because when we were watching that quarterback thing the other day, one of the guys on there, and he was like, he'd won everything. He's like known to be like the best quarterback in the whole world. And he was like going through therapy because he can only think of his mistakes and he cannot let them go.
Yeah, but that's
it's
everyone.
Like ruin his life.
That's in football. That was me as well. Like I might have scored two goals or whatever, but I'd just be thinking about that one I missed.
But that's
over and over and over.
To be honest,
again.
though, that was like when I was on Strictly and I won it.
Yeah, remember you were like that.
I was so like disappointed because my nerves held me back so much, and I was thinking if I was doing this at home on my own in the mirror, I'd be like bloody Madonna right now. Do you know what I mean? And I just couldn't do it in front of people. And even though I won, I think such a shame because it was like 5% of what I could have been.
But that's a perfectionist. That's a perfectionist. That's being striving for perfection, and perfection doesn't really exist, does it, in humans?
But I don't think I am a perfectionist.
Well, like with that, because people would applaud you and give you tens, but in your head,
because I was too shy to do it.
Oh, you just felt because you were
I was too shy. I could physically do it better, but I couldn't because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I was just like, oh God, this is so annoying that I can't just go for it. Like,
But like when I had games where I'd come off and people would say how well I'd played and all that, and I'd know. You know what I mean? I'd think to myself, I could have done this, I could have done that, I could have done that better. And I think that does get you to a higher level when you have that kind of mentality. If you're happy and content every week, you know what I mean? You're not going to get better. You're not going to improve.
yeah, but not everyone improves off feeling like they've done a bad job. Some people find that difficult to overcome.
Well, I know,
Do you know what I mean?
I know plenty of footballers.
It can put people off.
I know plenty of footballers that couldn't get past their nerves or couldn't get past kind of the fear of failure. Such good players. You'd see them in training, you'd be like, unreal, like as good as anyone.
Yeah.
And then you'd see them on a Saturday and they shrink. You know, they couldn't deal with that pressure.
You know, it was only the other day I was watching football. I know this sounds absolutely ridiculous. We were watching the Wham documentary, and then we went into like a football thing, and crowds, you know, like like a singer performing in front of a crowd. It's only the same for footballers, and I've never actually considered kind of being nervous for a footballer.
Really?
You know what I
used
mean?
to have
'Cause
uncontrollable nerves sometimes. In the early days, and just one of the best things about retiring was not having those stomach like knots. I actually, when I think back to some of the times before games, I'll be like, fucking, like, you'd just be thinking over and over. Like, some of my first few England games, you're thinking the whole nation's watching, you know, it's like, don't fuck up, don't fuck up. You know, just, I remember I've talked about it on the football podcast, like, I remember one specific moment where I'm on the coach going to Old Trafford, thinking how many people would want to be in my position on this England bus with David Beckham, Frank Lampard, you know, Steven Gerrard, Wayne Rooney, Michael Owen, and I'm sitting on the bus on the way to the game. And I remember looking down into this pub and seeing this man with his newspaper, and I thought, because I knew I was starting as well, and I thought, God, this particular time I'd swap with you. I'd love to be sitting in that pub just with the match on, with not a care in the world. And I'm thinking, oh, well, he would give anything to swap with me.
Yeah.
But in that just a very stupid minute, I think, God, he's got no problems. And then obviously
It's not problems, it's pressure.
Yeah, but like it's like he's carefree at that time, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm thinking, I'm going here, and why am I putting myself in this position? And then obviously you overcome that, and it's the best feeling in the world, you know what I mean? If you play well, you come through that, and you're like, that's why I do it, you know what I mean? And you realise, and obviously with time you realise why you do it, but that nervous energy is not nice.
You like I've been with you for 17 years. I have never ever seen you nervous.
Yeah, but I would never show it.
Agony, Abba. See, should have been on stage.
Well, do you want to sing? Do you want to sing this for us?
No, I don't. Fuck off with the singing.
Just sing it.
Will you stop?
Showcase it.
No. Go and do me and keep you up.
Go on then, give me a ball.
On holiday, Pete and Frank Lampard, may I add, couldn't do 5 sitting down keepy ups.
Bollocks! I did about 55.
14 you got to.
Yeah, but
Harry, our friend's little boy, Harry, got 59 or something. You and Frank couldn't get past, I think 14 was the highest. Both of you couldn't do it.
I was struggling to walk straight by then. It's been a long day. And the next day, obviously, I just banged out 55.
Just so you know, just in the back, no one else watching you.
No one watched.
Just so you know.
Am I really that shit? I was like, no, I'm not. I'm all right.
You can't ever be beaten, Peter.
Well, I don't like to
Not
be
even by a 14-year-old boy.
No. I don't. They've got to earn it, haven't they? And to be fair to him, he did earn it. He was very, very good. Okay, Agony Abs. Hi, Abbey and Pete. After listening to your weekly whine about Pete not practicing or encouraging the kids with sports, I just thought I'd email in with my experience of this.
Perfectly. Go on.
I'm a proud but slightly drained owner of an 11-year-old pony-mad daughter and a 13-year-old son who at the moment is into boxing but has tried nearly every hobby going. When my son was younger, we signed him up to the local football team. He seemed to have a natural talent, although never listened, messed about and spent half his time running up and down the pitch like a deranged Tasmanian devil. He never wanted to go, throwing tantrums, and it was a constant battle to get him out the door to training. After a long winter and trying to stick with it, my husband and I thought, why are we doing this to ourselves? He just doesn't want to go. So we caved and quit. Over the years, he tried athletics, jiu-jitsu, dodgeball, tennis, but never stuck with anything. He's great overall at sports, but doesn't particularly love one over another. We are now in his second year of boxing, which he seems to be enjoying. At the beginning of this year, out of the blue, he turns around and says to me, I can't believe you let me quit football, Mum.
Yeah.
You should have pushed me to keep going.
I know.
I could have really been good by now. Now, what the kid lacks in concentration, he makes up in confidence. He obviously thought he could have been the next Peter Crouch by now. I couldn't actually believe it. The complete audacity of the kid. After all the almighty tantrums that I endured over him not wanting to go, he's implying it's my fault. Needless to say, I'm trying to contact every under-14s club in Essex to see if they have a development team willing to take on a 13-year-old who suddenly wants to train again. God help me. I wish I was more Abbey back then. Thanks for the laughs, Lauren.
Well, Lauren, I completely understand this, but also you can't be more me because I fail miserably in my family with this.
It's so hard. You have to enjoy it as a kid.
But it's because otherwise you end up
but
being an adult and then going, as you said, what a scary prospect, like lying on your deathbed going, oh, I wish I would have done that. Like, it's so bad. Like, when I was little, like, you had no choice, really. Like, the kids...
They have to enjoy it.
Yeah, they have to enjoy it. And swimming, like, Sophia's unbelievable at swimming, but she's not going to be a swimmer because she doesn't love it. But she's so good at everything else. Like, I don't know. I think you should kind of spot a talent and put...
100%. If I see kind of like, you know,
but you're like, talent, you can have a day off today. Like, there's no days off.
She doesn't enjoy it.
What about tennis? Tennis?
Yeah, I played with her every day on holiday. I did. And then I gave the last few days off.
So you didn't play with her every day then?
What? Not every,
so
every
don't
single day.
Don't
but,
say statements that aren't true. Drives me
so
insane.
I play every single morning, like for 5 mornings on the trot. We play tennis.
That's not true.
It is true, babe.
You played 3 times.
I didn't play so I played with her anyway, right? Yeah, she needs to love it though. You know what I mean? You can't force someone to do it.
You can because they're too young.
Well, you can, but it's not healthy, is it?
You know, you can think of a better way to do it. Like, you know, we've spoke about it before. Like,
she enjoys tennis.
Having that teacher, like, look at the kids doing the homework and like they don't want to do it. If you've got an amazing teacher, like if Jack Black was your teacher, you'd be like, oh my God, this is great. It's all about the approach.
All right, let's move on.
Hi guys. Okay, I've got a dilemma. Please help. I was dating a guy, but for many reasons it didn't work. We mutually agreed to separate. Fast forward 2 years. I've been quietly dating an amazing guy. We've kept it quiet and he's great. My ex contacted me for advice on his new toxic relationship. We met up as friends and I kind of encouraged him to do what's best for him. Hours later, he sends me all these love messages and that he spoke to his girlfriend and ended it, and as he loves me. I feel guilty as hell. I'd never get back with him. I'm happy and I don't know how to tell him. I'm happily in a new relationship and never get back with him. Help. Thank you.
Change your phone number, never speak to him again.
Block him.
Block him.
Blocked.
Simple.
Yeah. It's the coward's way out, isn't it? That's what I'd take.
Just tell him to grow up.
Grow up. Just text back, grow up.
It's been 2 years, grow up.
Imagine the text. He's sitting at home and goes, oh.
Blocked.
Thank you. Next.
Yeah. Tell him. Be honest. It sounded like they got a nice relationship. They said, I'm happy now. You had your chance.
You blew it.
You blew it.
No, but it's hard, like, because what if you don't love someone, like, in a sexual way, but you love them as a kind of
person? It's a tough one. How do you cope?
How would that? Shut up. You're my bestie, yes. You're my bestie.
All right, hi both. Me and my missus of 4 years have lived together for 6 months now. This morning I woke up to find my toothbrush missing.
4 years together, 6 months living together.
That's pretty standard, isn't it?
Is it?
Depends about housemates and stuff like that, and they just stayed over at each other during that period.
Anyway, the toothbrush has gone missing. I asked where it had gone and she asked me what colour it was. There are only 2 of us that live in this flat and only 2 toothbrushes. She then replied to say that she had used it to bleach the grout in the bathroom. How do I get even?
I like this girl.
She just took his toothbrush and grouted the bathroom.
No, she's bleached the grout. You've never done this and you don't know what it means.
I don't know what grout, I thought grout was what you do, like put in between bricks.
No, that's mortar and cement. Grout is what's in between tiles, but in a bathroom they can get dirty. So I have bleached.
Oh yeah, I get you.
I have bleached grout with a toothbrush myself before.
I think I've seen you do that.
That's satisfying.
Well, I did get that to some degree.
You should try it.
No, fuck that. I won't be trying it. Might nick your toothbrush tonight.
It's quite sick, the old toothbrush prank, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
you could put hair removal cream in a shampoo. That's good.
I know you've said that before. That's so weird.
Well, like I said about when I was at football,
but that's so premeditated.
The boys used to put deep heat in my boxer shorts.
Yeah, but at least
that's
if you
fucking painful.
At least if you like just dip a toothbrush down the toilet, that's not really premeditated. But the effort into like going to buy hair removal cream, putting it in someone's bottle of shampoo or whatever.
Oh,
that's a bit like twisted.
You should film it and put it on TikTok. They could blow off. Couldn't they? Next thing, she's getting brand deals coming out of ours. She's a millionaire. She's made up, done her a favour.
No.
I think, like I said, like obviously the deep heat one, I don't know how it works on a female. I don't think it'd be too good.
Why? What kind of sensation does it give?
Boy, it's so hot, like painful. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking like at least balls are like on the outside. Like,
is it like getting?
There wouldn't know like an internal deep heat, would you?
Internal deep heat? What are you talking about?
Well,
like, obviously
if your kind of your vagina, for want of a better word, kind of rubs on deep heat, that's not going to be good, is it?
I've never used deep heat, so I'm struggling.
Well, it's a football thing. Tiger balm kind of deep
like
heat.
Vicks?
It's like
so
hot
intense.
though. Intense.
Like when someone puts like a spoon on the back of your hand after they've made a cup of tea.
Well, it's like
horrible,
you put deep heat on like for muscular injuries, or you some people put it on like their legs before a game, just like if it's cold, it just like burns your legs basically. So basically I had my balls burnt on a regular basis like, when I was getting bullied at Stoke.
Is that why your ball looks like that?
It's not a nice experience. It's sunburnt, skin
your
damage.
balls are tanned.
Tanned.
They are.
Well, I suppose they are, yeah. Would you prefer a white, more natural ball?
No, I actually don't like pale men.
No. Okay.
Good job.
That's a good job, like David Dickinson at the minute.
Like that film that was out on Netflix. And it's like the new one everyone's raving about. It's like the guy in the shorts in the sea, and he's like so white, he's pink. I'm like, no thanks.
No, not for you.
I like my gold boy.
Well, so obviously the grout on the toothbrush. How does he get even? I suggest the deep heat, but I'm not sure how
I don't think he should get even. I think he should be grateful that he's moved in with someone who's house proud. Get the fuck over it. Go buy himself a new toothbrush.
Or he could stick her toothbrush up his arse.
Yeah. yeah.
And then leave it and see how it goes.
Win it on top.
There you go, mate. Job done. That's as even. That's pretty even. Oh.
Have you ever stuck a toothbrush up your ass?
Not for a while.
That's a yet then.
No, I haven't stuck a toothbrush up my ass.
Best not be my toothbrush.
We talked about our kind of dreams, ambitions. Would you change things? Enjoyable chat, I thought, today.
Bit deeper than usual.
Interesting.
You scratched the surface on Abbey Clancy, I feel.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting deeper into what makes you tick. You've held things, and it's good to talk.
So guys, if you enjoyed listening to us today, please leave a review on our Apple podcast, because we really enjoy it.
Yeah, we do. It makes a difference as well. And get involved on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. We're everywhere.